Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I am a little sick, that's why I've been gone for a while, but I'm going to do Harlequin, then Ticket Takers, and then Doctors. So they all might have like a little accent to them, but yeah. And I kind of lost the bell that I was using on my last video. So yeah, I'm also I'm also a little sick, so y'all might not like my voice. But let's go ahead. You and Harley Quinn were best friends. And, well, Pierre didn't like it, of course. But you kind of ignored Pierre and started hanging out with Harley Quinn more. Your guys' friendship was like more like being with two gay best friends. No offense to that. I love gay best friends. But anyway, you and Harley Quinn were always holding hands, arms waist to waist, or you even cuddling. It was normal for you guys. One day, you decided to sleep at his place. Oh, well, the circus. And it was in the middle of the night, so they were like Netflix and chill. And you were just watching this weird horror like comedy movie. You'd laughed or got scared in each jump scare or each funny part. You noticed he got closer, but you thought it was just normal. Till he whispers into your ear. My. Oop, sorry, y'all. Sorry. Let me do that again. My. Aren't you getting all chuckly? You chuckled and looked at him, making a flirtatious face. You thought it was normal for you to do that since he always has a flirtatious face. Anyway, you looked at him and said something about, ain't he always the one flirting? He nods. Sorry, my dog's in my room, so he's like trying to relax. But anyway. And he says, with a flirtatious grin, well, of course, but I want to see you try. You try, and he chuckles. Normally he doesn't, but this time he does. Weird. You don't know why. Anyway, you and him went into the dining room. And of course, he pins you against the table. Okay, sorry, had to move. And you, out of nowhere, he starts kissing you. You taste more delicious than I thought, he says. You blushed. It says, oh. Sorry. This is her first time kissing him. And it was weird because you didn't know he actually had a mouth. That's the craziest part. But it felt warm and smooth. So you allowed him to continue. He blushed and said he was able to move around places for his quote-unquote love kisses. A nickname you two made up for his pranks. And he says, why, thank you, mate. Let me do that again. Why, thank you, dear one. He was going up and down your neck. Weird, but nice. Until he got to, until his hands wrapped around your waist. Well, his arms, but you know what I mean. And says, "May I continue, dear one? Or are you scared of the predator?" You smirked and said that you ain't scared of the predator, even if it's him. And so he took off his mask. You were shocked at first, but then fell in love even more. And he noticed your face changed, and he shyly looks away. The point of view is admire you of Harlequin, so y'all, you gotta deal with Harlequin being shy, because y'all know that he ain't shy. But anyway, I'm not gonna make it shy. He smirks and continues going up and down your neck. Funny. Whoa, sorry. He asked if he's allowed to take you upstairs, or somewhere in the back of the tent. You nodded and followed him. There was a very well-made king-sized bed with the bed frame of a snake-eating apple. You thought he was he was amazed by the Adam and Eve story of the snake giving Eve the apple. And so he brings you on top of the bed and but stood on top of you. He smirks and starts helping you unbutton your shirt and your skirt. And as you were almost bared, he kisses your chest and helps you unbutton your... I hope YouTube doesn't do this to me. Unbuttons your top, or whatever you call it. And starts going up and down your stomach to your chest, making you giggle a little bit, but more flustered. He smirks and slowly pulls down your I'm gonna say your little shorts, so I don't get demonetized. But anyway, and he slides a finger inside you. You gasp, and he smirks, saying, "Oh, did the prey get surprised by the predator?" You were about to kick him in the side, but he catches one of your legs, and holds it to the side. And uses his elbow for your other leg, and goes, quote unquote, fast as a cheetah, he says. And so, you, for moaning senseless words, you were... It was making you moan loudly, crazy evenly. And so, you kind of moaned his name as you were saying to let him eat you out, quote unquote. And so he does. He says as he pulls back a little bit, "And I thought you'd taste spicier than usual, but you taste sweet right here." You blushed and groaned, because you know it was a joke, but you also knew he wasn't kidding. But he continued. As he says, I'm going to continue what he was about to say. As he says, oh, is someone about to come? You groaned. Well, are you? You groaned and nodded. You were flustered, but also mad at him. And so he continued. Little bit you came. And so, an hour later, you had to calm down and drink some water because it was he was eating you, quote unquote, for 2 hours straight. Damn. And so he asked if you were okay for him to, well, you know, well, you nodded because he really wanted him to do it, quote unquote. And so he goes in and curses under his breath. You couldn't hear it, but you knew some of the words he said. Some of them were Spanish or Portuguese. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, it says, God damn it, you're tight. You blushed and moaned a little bit. His face a little big, but not that big. You told him it was okay for him to move, and so he did. Oh, hold up, y'all. I gotta set you down. Give me a sec. Okay. And you told him to go in a slow pace, and so he quote unquote obeyed. It was a little fast for you though. You were moaning and everything. You were like slightly moaning, but it felt good. The time he continued, and he continued, but went on a very fast pace. Can I? You nodded, and as he was going really fast, he came inside you. You blushed and covered your face and chuckled. He got a little flustered, but chuckled and said, "What's with the big laugh?" You chuckled and said that he lasted only a few minutes. He blushes and grins at you. And you two just cuddled. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Mwah. Goodbye, my lavenders.